What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. I knew it was Friday. I haven't really known much of the days this week, but I got it right today. It was Friday. So welcome. We're going to review the markets. We'll go over some of the performance for the week. Of course, if you're one of our customers, tomorrow we're going to start doing this on Saturdays where we send out our portfolio performance for the week, so you can hear any updates, adjustments, things we made, whether we're happy or whether we're not so happy. I'm actually pretty happy at the moment, so if you have to miss this one, you probably won't miss much, but we're going to update it tomorrow, so we have the full week's worth of performance in there. If you just joined us at Jazz Wealth, we do that every Saturday now. You'll get an email from me, short, simple video that just says, hey, if you're in this low volatility fund, here's what happened. If you're in our aggressive stock fund, here's what happened, and here's some changes we made. That will go out tomorrow, so be sure to check your email for that. Also, if you're thinking about Jazz Wealth, if you have an account to transfer, we're going to start doing some promotions, actually, for accounts that we transfer from different places. Not every place, but as we do that, we'll certainly let you know. But if you're thinking about Jazz Wealth, go to the website, check on our performance. It's updated tomorrow, actually. We'll update all the performance. Of course, you can check it all out. And let me know what you think. If you want to schedule a call, that's cool. If you just want to send an email, ask some questions, that's cool too. All right, did I not tell you yesterday that that Trump was going to announce tariffs on another round of products for China? So this all night, basically, if you follow the futures market, all night futures were fine. There was no change. We all knew that this was going to happen today, and investors took no time to go ahead and sell. We wake up today and the market starts selling off before the open, and everybody goes, oh no, why? Why is the market selling off? Let's use the tariff thing, right? So they really focused in on all the stuff that Trump said. There was a list of goods that we were going to place tariffs on. The list, I don't think, was actually really announced. The president stated, he said that they would be on products that contained, quote, industrially significant technologies. So there wasn't an actual list. I guess they told China what they were going to tariff. I didn't see a list or anything. It's about $50 billion in goods. China was like, oh yeah, we're going to do the same. So we're going to retaliate. I think it was $40 billion in stuff that they're retaliating with. And this is a trade war. I mean, this is what you call a trade war. So if you study economics or anything, the media and the president and China and Canada and Mexico, they're all being very smooth about the way they get us used to this. But it's a trade war. We place tariffs on them. They place equal tariffs on us. We do the same thing again. They do the same thing again. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Like, we can say it at any point. They don't want to say trade war because then that's not, you know, it makes people nervous. And why do we want to talk about that? You should turn your volume up, Connie. So anyways, that's what we have going on. And I'm going to just show on the charts real quick China, because you can trade China. There's an ETF, FXI. Yeah, that's a popular one. Look at the price of the Chinese large cap stocks here. Basically, this is just an American ETF that allows us, it invests in Chinese large cap stocks that are traded on Hong Kong exchange. Look, just back and forth. They don't know what to think over there. We don't know what to think. Take a look at our markets, right? Ever since this mess started, yeah, a little bit better, but also we don't know what to think. So that Chinese market is all over the place, as even their country doesn't know what we're doing. Are we fighting about this, or are we just going to move on one day? Everybody here says it's negotiating, but it's a war. I mean, it's a full-on trade war. All right, so this morning the media says, oh my God, trade war fears, the market's going to fall, and that's why it's falling. But then remember support. We talked about that support in here. We got close today, but we started bouncing right away off of that. This is the Dow. The Dow was down over 200 points to start the day. It actually only fell 87, so a very small loss on the day for the Dow, and that's because traders said, wait a minute, we got an uptrend here. All the technical traders started to buy that there. We have the same picture on the S&P 500. I'll adjust this here. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. We can kind of start cleaning up our charts here a little bit, but we have the very same sort of picture. I believe we have a much larger uptrend in place at the moment, but the technical traders that like playing that short-term stuff, they like making those little bets in the short term, they're looking right in here, very close to support. It's a little messy, so we'll leave it just like that. And so you know that you have this support on the S&P around 2750. And so because of that, we maybe got a little ahead of the game here, but I'll keep the same comments that I had on the S&P 500 from yesterday. We had a strong move for a few weeks, and then we took a few weeks off. It's summertime. We had a strong move, and now maybe we're taking a few weeks off, right? So we'll continue to update you on the sort of the technicals of what is going on there, what the algorithms, what the computers, and what the other technical traders are looking at trading. We go over to the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq finally took a break. It's been on fire lately. Nice straight uptrend here, very, very tight. Didn't really do much today, so not much to mention there. Let's go look at the Dow, because anything that might be sort of sensitive to these tariff wars going on. Yeah, I thought so. Caterpillar, one of the worst performers on the day. Stock was down by about 2% on that one. That's going to hold back your Dow. That's a big performer in the Dow. It's a lot heavy weighted stock on the Dow. Boeing also, same thing. So that really explains the Dow. Those two stocks right there pretty much explain the Dow. I would take it a step further and say Chevron is, yeah, Chevron lower today. So oil took a beating today, an absolute beating. And so Chevron in the Dow, those three names. Well, ExxonMobil, I guess you could probably include that. I bet that was lower. Yeah, 1 1/3% down on the day today. So there was really no chance for the Dow to come back, especially given that the financials didn't do anything either. Well, we mentioned oil, so let's talk about that, because that held the S&P 500 back. On the chart, you see the price of oil. Now, we talk about technical trading in here just to give you something to focus on, just something that's a little bit different than what you hear on TV. This is technical trading at its finest, right? We broke through that support. We talked about when it broke through that would be that break. That was not going to come back. And now slowly it's tried so hard to come back, but everybody knows the new resistance area there, and traders took the opportunity to sell off right at that resistance. There was some news that came out. Unfortunately, it came out after this sell-off, so you can't really blame this on the news, although everybody will. The Russian energy minister and Russia said that Russia and Saudi Arabia would support a gradual increase in production. What they've done is, if you've been following along, Russia, Saudi Arabia, all part of OPEC, and OPEC is meeting next week to talk about production. Initially, they said, we're just going to leave our cap. What they did is they set the cap at the amount of oil that they were going to produce. They've had this sort of cap on it to try to get oil prices higher. And so now what they're saying is, hey, we may raise that cap, which means more supply comes to the market. When more supply comes to the market, prices go down. So just like anything else, the more there is of something, the less expensive it is. So they're talking about that. They meet next week, I believe on the 22nd. When is that? The 22nd, 23rd. Oh, that's late next week. Friday and Saturday of next week. So we'll hear something by then. I would expect oil to be very volatile going into that. And because of that, some of your leaders on the downside for the S&P 500 were, in fact, oil stocks. Marathon Oil down almost 6% on the day, it looks like. APC, Anadarko, down on the day there as well. Probably Apache, yeah, 3%. A lot of these guys were down on the day. But hey, that's part of the deal. So that's what's going on there in the S&P. What else do we have here? Let's keep it positive, right? Let's look at the positive stuff. Harley Davidson. You like the Harley Davidson? They are very clever about this. Harley Davidson is very proud of their products, and they believe they demand a higher price. And so what they've done is they found out that sales have been a little bit weak, and so they've been offering incentives sort of quietly. If you're shopping for one, then you've noticed the incentives. They're not going to post this online or sort of on a commercial or anything. But because of that, sales have crept up a little bit. At least analysts are starting to predict that. So you got 3.25% gains on the day today, right back into the 200-day moving average. That's nice. Discovery. So here's the thing. AT&T and Time Warner, the deal is done. AT&T and Time Warner announced today that they cleared that deal up last night. It's official. It's in the books. The deal is closed and over with. $85 billion changed hands. And, names like that Discovery Networks was up 6% on the day. I believe CBS did well on the day today, too, just over 1.5%. Netflix, of course, right? All of these stocks benefiting from the fact that these two monsters just got together. Big companies here, not bad monsters, but like big companies. So AT&T even said, hey, you know what? Free TV. If you're a mobile customer of ours, we're going to have free TV on your phone. Remember, now AT&T owns Time Warner, and Time Warner had products like HBO, CNN, Warner Brothers, right? So their movies and stuff. And because of that, they're like, we're just going to let you stream this entertainment for free. If you're not an AT&T customer and you still want to stream it, they're thinking $15 a month for the moment, but starting to see some of the benefits of doing this. And AT&T even said, hey, these other guys, they're going to go stream their own stuff, so we want in on the game too. They're even going to make more acquisitions so that they can run ads on their own devices and everything. So, you know, could be a good thing for them. If you like free TV, that's on its way. Michael Kors, one of the retailers, that was higher today. That sort of bucked the trend a little bit. General Mills bucked the trend there just a little bit. Kellogg's, if you like Sugar Smacks, Honey Smacks, a lot of recalls on Honey Smacks. So just giving you the heads up. I don't know that because I eat them. I just happen to see it, you know. But if you have some Honey Smacks, they may have salmonella in them. But the stock was still higher on the day. Other than that, Apple, I'll wrap it up here. Apple down 1%. Apple's actually going to be changing the way you get notifications on your phone. Supposedly it's pretty annoying. I don't have an iPhone, but supposedly the way the notifications come up are a little annoying. So they're going to change it for you, make it a little bit better, so you can swipe away more notifications and everything. Didn't really affect the stock today. It was just a weak day for the stock. So what else do we have? That's all. That's all I really wanted to cover today. Bonds were a little bit higher today. Interest rates pulled back a little bit. Semiconductors didn't do anything. Gold, I haven't looked at gold in forever. Gold got crushed today. There you go, breaking those lows. That's why it came up on the screen. Anyways, that's it. Really, that's all I got. I hope you have a great Friday. I don't mean to take too much more of your time. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we'll talk to you next week. We'll be back, and enjoy.
Take it, Satch.